Acceleration Media, PRI 2015. We're at the Driven Racing Oil booth with Lake Speed Jr. and Lake Driven Racing Oil. Some nice shock fluid products that you bring to the program here this year.
Oh yeah, you know, it's obviously the 4 tires, making them grip. Right. It's how you go fast. You know, the first chapter in the race car vehicle dynamics book, tires, right? What keeps your tires on the ground? Shocks. What makes a shock work? Shock fluid, right? Because what is a shock? It's a hydraulic system, right? So you're using a hydraulic valving to help control the motion of the tire, right? To control the spring. So if it's a hydraulic system, part of the hydraulic system is the fluid.
It's the fluid, right?
Right? And one thing about fluids is they tend to change viscosity with temperature. That's just the nature of the business, right? So all shock fluids will get thinner as they get hotter. So what happens is in a shock, as the fluid gets thinner, the bleed starts to increase, right? And you lose some of the dampening force, right? Which isn't always a bad thing, but how you control that's really critical. You know, so what we've done with both the HDF and the SHX is we've designed 2 different fluids that are designed to provide very stable viscosity over a very wide temperature range and very wide shear range.
One thing that catches me about any product, Lake, especially this one, very passionate about it. You know your knowledge on it, you do your homework, and that's kind of one thing that's very important for Driven Racing Oil is you're not just in the shop, you're not just researching, you're out at the track, you're seeing how it works in a real world environment.
Yeah, and I probably have to just give that credit to my dad. You know, I grew up, you know, son of a NASCAR driver, grew up around the shop. So you learn to say, okay, hey, try these things out, and you learn how to test things to find what works and what doesn't.
Seems like the baseline on these, what's important, temperature variance, viscosity variance, you guys have got that covered, really where you can meet any element that a racer might run into.
Yeah, and when somebody watching this may say, well, but why do you have 2, right? Well, the simple answer is the seals, right? So there has to be something that seals the fluid within the shaft to keep it from leaking out. Well, a lot of your grassroots, you know, we'll call them lower cost shocks, use typical like Buna, you know, nitrile type rubbers. And they're great and they're fine, but if you put in a full synthetic, you know, ester-based shock fluid, it's gonna make those seals swell. And what happens is now as those seals begin to swell, you get a lot of drag on the shaft. So now you're gonna get what they call a stick slip, where you have so much drag that the shaft moves, then it grabs, and it moves, and it grabs. That's not good for grip.
Not a good situation at all.
No. So basically for those, you know, grassroots shocks, you can't have that super high-end synthetic fluid. You need a more of a conventional type fluid that has the good properties. That's what the HDF is. It's for the grassroots racers with the grassroots, you know, lower tier type shocks. If you're talking about, you know, say a Penske or a JRI, you know, high-end shock that has, you know, PTFE type seals or, you know, nitrile style seals that are much better, you know, Viton seals, now you can run something like the SHX, which is an ester-based, you know, full synthetic type product. So the products actually are very similar in their performance. The biggest difference is these are designed for the high-end shocks that can handle the full type esters, where these are designed for the lower end shocks that can't have those esters because of the seals.
Fantastic information. If somebody wants more, where can they find this information online?
DrivenRacingOil.com. Everything's there.
There you have it. Driven Racing Oil booth 2015 PRI Acceleration Media.